If you abide in me and my words abide in you. Just think of how much of God's word we have heard, and what a small fraction of it we have actually implemented. Now that's very bad, that's very sad. You can't be a person of God's book and have so much truth presented to you and not apply the truth, not abide in the truth. You know, when the pilot crossing the Atlantic puts the plane on the automatic pilot and on course, seeing that there are no bad disturbances, weather disturbances and others en route, he can sit back, he can abide. Now, when you are really on course and abiding in the Lord, consciously and unconsciously you will accomplish so much which is simply beyond you. You know, often when some great work happens or great miracle takes place, everybody likes to say, you know, this gentleman prayed, or that person did it, kind of stuff. You know what I say? Now look, plainly everybody knows no man can do this. So who did it? It's the good Lord who did it. Give him the glory. Isn't it quite evident that nobody could have done this? You know, friends, we know many of these things in our heads. But when it comes to the crunch, we say, hey, I was not given my due. What is my due? I don't know what you think is your due. I would say hellfire is my due. I knew the truth for such a long time and resisted it. I thought I could do without it. I wasted some precious teenage years. Now, if the Lord would just judge me by the light which He has given me, I stand no chance whatever. That alone can keep me very humble. A consciousness of failing to do what my duty it was to accomplish. what He had designed for me, that in itself can keep me for the rest of my life a very humble person, wanting just to fit in into God's plan, at least for the rest of my life. But you know, it does not work like that. Somehow human nature seems to have a strong element which reverts to its old ways. And so a person who has much enlightenment is found, instead of advancing, traveling in small circles. One thing have I desired. You know, my dear friends, my father always used to teach me this truth. Good is the enemy of the best, he would say. Oh, you're happy enough to be goody-goody. No, God has the best. And you're settling in terms of, oh, this is not bad, this is pretty good. You see, by that kind of reckoning, we have come down and down and down and down till God's best is out of the window. We don't want to even consider God's best. Say, this is good. I'm doing a good job. I'm a good fellow. I'm not doing anything evil or bad. I'm pretty good. Good is the enemy of the best. And here, when you say, one thing have I desired of the Lord, I want to abide in His presence, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire, to learn as fast as I can, to learn. You know, there is a kind of preaching today which is excellent in diction, in elocutory powers, in its syntax, and all other peripheral matters, but it does not touch the heart. It just stimulates and titillates the mind. So we have become a very intellectual kind of people, not a very spiritual people. I am alarmed at this, because the people from amongst whom I grew up were spiritual men. They spoke a different language. God said this. God told me this. God asked me to do this. You see, just like the Bible, the word of the Lord came to Isaiah. The word of the Lord came saying,